I think he is the best person at not staying on his phone.
Why?
What?
I don't know. I don't really like it. I don't like phones. I've seen the science.
It's because while we were playing Angry Birds and shit posting on Facebook, he was fighting for our freedom without a phone.
Look at this. People living in the moment, not a phone in sight. We appreciate you.
Nobody ever talks about phones living in the moment.
Not a person in sight. I don't know.
The Apple store at night. So peaceful.
It's like night at the museum. Wish I had more funny things to say about this, but it's completely unscripted.
Bada bing, bada boom, no script, yeah.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired, and I think that I need to drink more water. But I'm alive right now.
So alive.
We're on episode 12.
2 alive.
1 plus 11 alive. 12.
Yeah.
Very Okay Podcast, episode 12.
We was about to go from 11 to 13 because, no, never mind.
If you take 12 and then multiply it by 1, that's what it'd be for real.
We have wasted around at least 12 hours of your all's lives if you are dedicated fans.
Word.
We appreciate that.
Love you all.
That's
I want every single one of you inside me. At the same time.
I don't want any of you.
I want you all inside me.
Oh my god. No, okay.
At the same time.
You can't say cringy stuff with a British accent. That just makes it 20 times worse.
Save that for British people.
I was talking about Black Mirror today, or I wasn't talking about it. I tweeted about it. I said that Black Mirror would be 100% better if I didn't have to hear British accents. I stand by that.
I think everything would be.
I'm I know that is bad to our potential audience there, but I feel like we would be banned in that country because they're not even allowed to.
You think you're better than us then?
Or we'll call the main police right quick and see if you have the proper papers.
Do you have the right paperwork for that kind of joke?
Do you have a MAME license?
I feel like
do you
Wallace
have
and
a permit for that butter knife?
Wallace and Gromit is an exact depiction of what British people are.
I don't think
Wallace.
That's boring and eat cheese with a knife. Cut small slices of cheese and eat it with your dog and talk to him while you're wearing a sweater vest. I think that's...
All British people talk to their dogs and wear sweater vests.
I hate Wallace and Gromit.
Why? Why do you?
It's so boring. It's more boring than Snoopy.
You seem to have some
Charlie Brown.
It's legitimate malice towards Wallace and Gromit.
Have you ever watched it?
Yeah.
So you should understand.
Well, how do you feel about Chicken Run?
That is good. It was a good movie. It had a point. It wasn't a lonely 40-year-old man that hangs out with his dog all day.
It was probably made by a 40-year-old man who's.
It was made by the same people, but it was a purpose. There was a purpose behind it. It was a story that kids liked to watch. It was cool claymation, but it wasn't a depressing bald old man that hangs out with his dog all day.
You guys
eats cheese.
You know what really fucking irritates me? We're on the subject of animation. Lego movies. It's
yeah.
I hope whoever was just let's do this gets raped and murdered.
I can understand why you feel that way.
Guess how much money it probably cost to film those?
It's just all
I would just like to make a point. That is that regardless of how much you hate it, they're always ending the movie production on a positive. So after it comes, out to theaters or whatever, there are fucking millions of kids who are just I'm gonna go watch those. I want to go watch those Legos that I play with.
To be British.
I want to make a point to let everyone out there know that I wasn't sincere and my request for the rape and the murder of that individual.
Why do British kids don't have Legos? They don't have fun. They don't even have the sun in that place.
They go work in the factories. Like, what do you think?
I remember I posted
Mrs. Lovett meat pies.
I posted a thing one time on Twitter, and it was like, you remember those memes? Stop. Remember those memes that were like, if girls are so smart, then what's this? Or something. And it was like
an alternator or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, if British people are so smart, what's this? And I put a picture of somebody with braces and the sun and a knife. Okay, guys, sorry. I just had to say that. But anyways, I feel like I don't want to just like go on a rant about how much I hate this place, because there are plenty more episodes in the future for that.
We can have an actual British person
what the fuck
on the show and be like,
yeah, it sucks.
"Stop your country! Change yourself!"
I have some British friends who would like to be on the podcast.
Did they not like where they live?
I don't think they. I mean, but
nothing.
They have
against
like
them
that typical.
personally. It's just like
that typical attitude of people who don't like where they live. Like how everyone acts like, oh yeah, it'd be much better if I wasn't here. Yeah.
It'd be much better if my money didn't have a person on it that had no reason to be on it.
What?
The Queen.
She's the queen because she's alive. That's why she's the queen.
She doesn't have any power. She's just there.
Either she takes the power, or she needs to shut the fuck up.
Isn't there
I think.
Isn't the royal family connected to a bunch of like missing children?
You are going down a conspiracy rabbit hole that we don't need to go down.
I know what you're doing.
The Illuminati, Satan worshipping children cults.
Oh, about 45 seconds from now, Dylan's gonna be like, Rothschilds.
Rothschilds.
All right.
Federal Reserve.
Speaking of people with money, that's a good segue.
What?
The other day I was on Facebook and I had an argument.
Okay. Oh, you had an argument on Facebook?
Shocking, I know.
That's Whoa.
Wild. They do that on there?
Conflicting opinions?
Yeah, it was about somebody complaining about where donated money was going to instead of another place. But they hadn't donated money to any place. They're just telling people where their money should have went.
The most accurate summarization of that is, you know, that meme that was like Donald Trump could cure AIDS, and they would ask why he didn't cure cancer. Instead of it being Donald Trump, it's anybody who is vocal about donating money to a cause that they see fit for. What? You gave money to a thing that you like instead of a thing that I like? You're a piece of shit.
Let me just sit back and tell you how to spend your own money there, bud.
It's
before we get
that.
farther into this, I want everybody to know that we are not pushing any sort of political views. We don't want to be a part of that. But stupidity is stupidity, and if you complain about shit that you aren't even able to have a conversation about because you don't donate shit, then don't talk. All right.
Unless you're donating money to
the Rothschilds
or the Very Okay Podcast.
By
By the way, we did make a Patreon. I will post that in the description, and it is a thing where
we'll suck you dick.
You can pay as little as $1 a month to help support us, and we will keep doing stuff, and we might even favor you and shout you out in episodes. And it just depends how much money you give us, but we will definitely like you more than people who do not do that.
Play your cards right. You might get into one of those tiers, the echelon of donations, where you get some nudes. Of course, we will document that on our tax returns.
This is a point that I would like to address. One of the things that I seen over the course of this, this virtue signaling bullshit, where everybody's like, "You're not a good person unless you do this." which is what virtue signaling is.
You gotta get on that moral high ground and
Yeah.
start sending out the virtue signal.
I'm on. You look pretty short from how I'm looking at you from my ivory tower, idiot. One of the things that I seen people say was like, you should donate money to PETA instead. PETA has killed 95.9% of the animals that have ever came through their doors. They were responsible for landfills full of like dogs and cats.
Just because they rescued him and then couldn't like feed them.
They're like,
They take pictures of them rescuing them, and then they're just like, kill shit.
All right, we're done with this one. Can't use it. It's old content. We
It's
can't
pretty much
reuse
the
it.
equivalent of people like filming themselves giving money to homeless people, but killing the homeless people afterwards.
yeah, no, he's
All
right.
right, we can't do anything else with you. We're gonna have to put you down.
Well, we did save you.
It's like that scene from American Psycho where he's just like, "You're so kind." He's like, "Hey man, why don't you get a fucking job?
I'm gonna do
Do you realize
something.
how bad you stink?"
He says, I'm gonna do something to help you. What's your name? And he fucking just stabs him a bunch and then stomps his dog to
Here you
death.
go, you fuck.
Yeah!
Yeah. then
The
just
end of
like,
that movie. Plot twist.
I've never seen that movie.
What?
It's so good.
I'm gonna watch it.
That's that's where the first meme was from.
One of them.
No, the first meme.
The first.
The first meme
The
under
the pointing.
Dubs.
Dubs, check them.
Thing?
Dude.
Is that the first meme?
Do that. Can you just?
I remember what
Imagine
I remember.
you're talking to your friend that
is
you're
like-
about to murder.
They would
about
like extend
who he
his
lose in the
arm.
news.
They would extend his arm like really far. It was just pointing.
So you're about to murder a guy, but you're talking to him about Huey Lewis in the news, and you're making a point.
Mm-hmm.
But you're excited about making the point because you're a real big fan of Huey Lewis in the news.
I don't know.
I can probably just sit on this side of the table.
I forgot to flip a switch.
Hi.
I thank God for
Hello,
that
everyone
switch.
watching on YouTube.com.
I was gonna talk about the donation thing again. Do you guys remember
No.
earlier in the year, September?
Dude,
In September
what date was it?
11th, 2001.
13th. This is when the article was made. September 13th, 2018.
Do you remember?
When Jeff Bezos, the CEO of
21st of
Amazon,
September.
he only donated $2 billion to preschools and help homeless families. Only donated $2 billion. There was a lot of controversy about that. People were literally bitching about, because his net worth is something crazy. It's like in the 100 billion area.
Okay.
He's like
They were complaining about him only donating $2 billion.
He's like 1/16th of the way to be like getting to that Saudi prince.
I think. Oh yeah.
Like
They say
well,
he's the richest person in the world, but he's probably the richest
Mm-mm.
documented person in the
Mm-mm.
world. The Saudi
there's
people.
no fucking way.
Well, they aren't like paying taxes and shit, so you don't know how much they actually have. They probably got like gold.
Maybe the richest.
They don't have money. They have like gold and like get paid in Ferraris.
Shekels.
They have like old pirate gold,
Yeah.
Doubloons.
just like oil.
But
They have,
anyway,
like crude oil fountains in their mansions.
they
They
paid
get
him.
a pizza delivered, and they're like, "Oh, here's your tip," and they give them a barrel full of like crude oil.
Cursed treasure.
Go ahead, take it.
A chest full of cursed treasure.
a gold bar.
They just like seed the clouds there like once a week, just so it'll rain. That's how much money it takes to seed clouds to where it'll rain.
Really?
Have you ever seen those? Have you ever seen a cloud making machine?
I was just talking about that.
I don't know.
It's called
I
a car.
haven't seen a cloud making machine.
They're so loud.
It's called a diesel truck at a red light in the middle of town.
Oh.
Acid rain, still rain. Still cute though.
Doesn't burn. It never burns
You
me.
ever see a disease? Get well soon, bitch.
But anyways, if you ever see somebody complaining about where money is donated or how much money is donated to something that they don't like,
Tell them they're
all you have to do is say, how much did you donate to whatever you like?
Why does it matter how much I donated? I can complain about a thing that I didn't try to change.
If you receive backlash from that and they start getting offended, then that means that they donated zero. So basically, they don't even need to be talking to anyone, and they should just shut the fuck up.
It's like people who are just like breathing real heavy and typing real fast on their keyboards about something political on Facebook, getting in arguments, and I'm just like, I didn't see you at the protest, bitch, or something like that.
Do you want to talk about the contest now?
I
That's a
kind of
pretty
want to
good
complain about
set.
this more.
Okay, but I feel like that's
What irritates you more?
Ooh.
People who complain about where money is donated while donating nothing? Or the UK?
Probably the people that complain about donations, because
But what if it's somebody from
The
the
UK
UK who complains about...
then why are they not, like, all you have to do is to diffuse that argument is just say, how much did you donate to whatever you like? And if they tell you, then you should be like, well, why aren't you telling more people about it?
Well, you're stupid and I hate you.
Like,
so.
you all you did was share a picture that somebody else made complaining about it, which they haven't donated anything either. I don't know.
It's like the thing that bugs me is like these motherfuckers made a GoFundMe for the insert thing that the GoFundMe was made for, and then their following statement is always like, why didn't anybody make a GoFundMe for these other things? It literally takes like 45 seconds to make a GoFundMe. It's like, what's the name of your GoFundMe? What are you funding? What kind of funds are you trying to raise? How do you want to get paid? Just, god damn it, like,
if you have
just
no
fucking
money.
volunteer. If you have to volunteer because you're too fucking poor, you're talking shit through fucking McDonald's Wi-Fi because that's like the only thing that you really know how to do is complain instead of trying to change anything about the things that you dislike. Go to a fucking soup kitchen. You can become a volunteer fireman if you want. You can do that. They'll teach you how to do it. You just fill out a fucking application.
Write a letter to your
volunteer
fucking
for like
government officials.
Learn a skill.
Goodwill. You can volunteer there. You can volunteer almost anywhere. You can go pick up trash on the fucking side of the road. You don't even have to talk to anybody. You can just go do it. Matter of fact, when you do it, don't post about it. Just fucking do it, because if you're doing something to be charitable, I don't have to read your shitty fucking Facebook post about why or what you did. You can just, if you're truly a good person, you do it just to do it. You don't do it so people are like,
out you in these streets being charitable as fuck for that clout.
He's so brave.
What about the middle-aged white women who are behind somebody in line at the grocery store and they didn't have 10 cents and they gave it to them and they write a 20-paragraph post about it? They matter.
Well, they're clearly very brave.
Yeah.
And they need to, like, they need some kind of plaque commemorating the 10 cents.
Do you ever find it weird how there are people who like that middle-aged white woman who's a stay-at-home mom, or people who are stay-at-home moms?
What about them?
Do you ever find it weird how they're comfortable living their entire lives depending on like someone else besides themselves?
Those kind of people are just drones.
Isn't it weird?
It's not weird. It's just they're necessary, but they're just like giving up. They're.
I would like to say something, and it's, people listening might get a little bit mad at me for this. If you are at or below $40,000 income for your household in a year, don't have more than one kid.
That's fair. Yeah.
Stop bringing kids into this shitty situation because you're too fucking selfish to go to a free clinic to get birth control or condoms or just not have sex. That's fucking...
Okay.
It's really easy.
Condoms really suck. Some people are allergic to condoms.
That's why you get the non-latex condoms, you piece of shit.
The goat intestines.
The natural lamb.
I mean...
God's condom.
You don't
get circumcised. I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Sorry,
yeah, but I
guys.
feel like the types of people who have kids who can't afford it are also the types of people who probably shouldn't
Reproduce in general.
reproduce anyway. So
We're very judgy over here.
I just
but
seen
oh no, I'll judge my
Some
eyes.
people really agree with us.
I seen a post the other day and it pissed me off because they were like, how to raise your kid with like
10 cents a
me
month.
me and my husband. I guess like her and her husband combined income was like $30,000
How the
and they
fuck?
already had a kid. And they were like, blah, 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 I'm so excited. I love newborns. I can't wait to have this other baby that I'm pregnant with. And I was like, you're a piece of fucking shit. Like, God, why do you hate your kids so much? $30,000? That's not even a good life for a single person. It's not.
It's like a studio apartment. And
If-
ramen.
It's like kitchen here,
It's like-
bathroom there, twin bed in the middle.
It's like $12 an hour.
But I mean, like, if you think about it, I mean, you're rich compared to most of the other world. So there's that.
Isn't the American dream to live in a Squidward neighborhood? Where he retired?
Maybe in like the 50s.
I think about that every, like, not that, but like,
I feel like you have to go through a world war to want something like that.
yeah.
I think that the American dream should be to wake up next to the person of your dreams and not know their name.
That's a Pusha T line.
I don't know, you tagged me in it on Twitter like 5 years ago, and I just repeated it. Thanking
It's
you.
a Pusha T lyric. He says, "You know what fame is? Waking up to the woman of your dreams and forgetting what her name is."
Oh, did it rhyme?
It's Pusha T. He always rhymes.
Damn.
I forget, he said something about, you know what pain is, and then something about flushing drugs down a toilet.
Okay.
If
So
you're to
now
the
you,
point to where like you're equating pain to flushing drugs down the toilet, I think you got some problems.
Well, Pusha T is a good influence.
okay, so you think that
He gave the L
Flushing
that everybody
drugs
thought was
that you-
impossible.
drugs that you own and we're going to either use or distribute, you have those drugs and just flushing them down the toilet, do you think that people were like, that was a good idea, that was a good way to spend my money?
Painful.
Well, I mean, like
He was
I
hearing a
can,
knock at the door.
I can see how it'd be like, oh damn, I just lost some money. But if you have the minuscule amount of drugs that is enough to flush,
I mean, you don't have to have
I'm gonna
like,
get-
a lot to flush it.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. If you had like a kilo of cocaine, you
That's
tore
true.
it open and you
Mhm.
flushed it down the toilet, it would go.
That is a lot of money.
If you had a vial full of LSD, you could flush it and it would go.
Okay, here's the lyric. You know what fame is? Sitting with the woman of your dreams and forgetting what her name is. You know what pain is? Flushing 2 bricks and trying to save an inward, strain it out the... Trying to have an inward, strain it out the drainage.
That does sound painful.
2 bricks.
Trying
2
to
bricks?
strain it out of the drainage.
Do you know what a brick is?
Yeah, I'm aware.
How much is a brick?
I don't know the exact measurement.
Like 2.
Exact weight.
4.4 pounds.
Okay, thank you.
2 kilos.
So basically,
I
he
know
sold
that
a bunch of...
Stitches fronted someone 20
He's-
bricks.
He sold a bunch
I doubt it.
of drugs that had fecal matter on them.
I've done that. Jankum. You sell Jankum. Sell your poop to your high school friends
I really like Pusha
if you really
T a
care
lot.
about them.
You know who I like better than Pusha T though?
Who?
Cottonmouth Kings,
Vince
man.
Vince
Don't
Staples.
say that.
Cut
Don't
off.
say. Both of you do not say that. Vince
Vince-
Staples.
Vince Staples I like better than Pusha T, to be honest.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's better.
At what?
Rapping,
being a person.
No, he's not.
making music,
Yeah.
having haircuts, not looking like Whoopi Goldberg.
I feel like he probably has more street cred than Pusha T, too.
Pusha T looks like.
No, he does not.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he does.
I
Where's
feel like the
where's Pusha
audience-
T from?
Virginia.
Where's Pusha T from?
Vince Staples just is always talking about how he's a crip, but he is like 130 pounds and always just yells in his songs. Pusha T is like luxury drug rap, like
Yells in his
Smart.
songs.
hit the corners, round we down the down. I hate Vince Staples.
Oh, that didn't sound anything like Vince Staples, to be
that was
honest.
bad.
Nasally.
No, I
round we down, but down the back.
I don't even think you
That-
know who Vince Staples is.
I don't think you do.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Pusha T, are you really saying that Vince Staples is better than Pusha T?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
we both
You
genuinely believe that.
You believe that?
I mean, we know it. It's a fact to us.
Everybody in the comments, if you hear this right now, just tell them how wrong they are. Well, it doesn't have to be in the comments. You can personally message them and try to talk them out of their wrong opinions. Speaking of wrong opinions, Dylan here says that he enjoys black coffee.
You fucking. Ugh.
I
Why do
mean,
you hate yourself.
Way to turn it.
Why can't you forgive yourself
on
for the
you.
past enough to not like?
I'm glad you
black
had to
coffee?
shrug all that frustration you were having just now off for the sake of me trying to defend drinking black coffee.
I feel like you guys were teaming up on me, and all I had to do was say one thing for us to team up on you. And it was very effective.
Oh,
Was it?
So
Black coffee is
you,
not.
you know what I hate?
Do you hate
I'm gonna segue.
I
I'm
know
gonna
you well
segue.
enough so that you probably hate a lot of things. But
That's true. I do hate a lot of things,
yeah, me too.
but I only hate things if I can explain why I hate them. I can't just irrationally
It's
be
like,
like,
I don't know why I hate it, but I do.
I don't like change. It makes me angry. So, you know what I hate?
What?
When you help out a friend, like a good friend, out of a really bad situation, and then the moment they get to, or are able to fuck you over, they do it.
That sounds kind of familiar. Doesn't it, Dylan?
I'm not gonna lie, I was not listening very well.
You were bitching about the fucking phones before we even started
I
recording.
was
and
looking
here
up.
you are with your fucking cocksucker
he was
hands.
Like, he was like trying to look up on Quora or something. Like, is Vince Staples better than
No,
Pusha T?
I was looking up this thing that I wanted, like, one person to read one part of and the other person to read the other part of. It was where this guy was, like, talking to a furry. And nobody knows what that is. Can you define that? Because I really don't know. I don't want to be wrong.
It's a person who dresses up as an animal.
Okay,
To
they were like
to
cyber
date and
sexting
fornicate.
with the furry, and it was saying like, before we do this, I really want to do this. Can I invite my friend? And it says Big E Cheese walks in. Hey, I'm Big E Cheese.
Oh, I've read that.
It's the character of the Chuck E. Cheese cast that raps. And I really think it's like one of the funniest things ever because he
You say
just fucks with
Biggie
this
Cheese?
guy. It's so like he is like this guy's trying to like this furry guy is trying to like talk about having sex like in a furry way, but he's like Biggie Cheese starts rapping like I can't. He's like, can you tell him to stop rapping? He's like, no, I need him to rap for me to finish.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's funny as fuck because he's messing with this weird guy. I'm sorry I got off track.
We were talking about something that you specifically are pretty passionate about.
What?
Fucking over a friend that helped you out.
Who did I do that to?
Yeah. I hate you. Does it sound familiar though?
Oh, okay.
What the fuck, Dylan?
Segway time. Segway. Paul Blart. Segway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Paul Blart. No, I'm just kidding.
God damn it.
Anyways,
We have a friend who is on this show before, and he is somebody that we really enjoy.
Heart of gold, this guy.
He's a bro. He's
loving
a
to
cool
death.
guy. Supports the
Great guy.
local scene.
I'm not gonna lie.
He shops local.
I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite episode.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
It's up there.
It's the one that is still gaining traction. If you guys have paid attention to
You're still gaining traction.
the views,
Pussy.
Gain
like,
your traction.
it gets like
How
it's
traction
still
you
like
gain.
still goes up steadily, in like whatever. It's a good episode. I don't know if I want to say which episode. We'll keep it really vague.
Yeah.
This guy was very good at his job, and he had an employee who got greedy and decided to ask for more than he probably deserved. But
our guest was a really nice guy to this person, helped them out of a very bad situation. And I would just like to say that if any of your friends owns a business, helps you out from, you're basically going to have to claim unemployment, or you're already claiming unemployment, about to, be homeless. And your fucking friend helps you out. And you have the fucking audacity that as soon as you're back on your feet, to turn around and just fuck this guy over because he is paying you well beyond a livable wage, but you don't think it's enough for the professional quality that you don't have. I would just like to say, if you fuck over your friends after they help you out, you don't deserve friends. You don't deserve for people to give a shit about you.
You don't.
You should grow old and alone.
and sooner or later,
'Cause
everybody
you
will
will.
realize that, and you will either have to accept it or move to a new town and start fucking different people over that will end up hating you later in life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
that's pretty how it works.
I gotta crack open a bottle of, real quick. When you're 50, 60 years old and your wife has grown tired of you and you're just sitting at home alone with either the pet or, I don't know, either a pet or a shotgun or some girl who's not really interested in you, and you have nothing to look back on but a lifetime full of mistakes and shitty decisions you've made trying to
Failed
best your
opportunities.
friends.
If
You have nobody to blame but yourself. And in that moment, you won't find peace. You'll find the hatred that was aimed at yourself this whole goddamn time.
Well said. Are you trying to hold his hand? Yeah, it is really like upsetting to hear about, but at the same time, I'm confident that
He's gonna fail.
it's easy for the person that was the victim of this to just
Shrug it off.
completely just show him why he fucked up and like going against him instead of helping him, because you are assuming that because you work for this person that you have the talent and drive that they do, but you really just got a hard on at the sight of what could have been you and decided that for some reason you were able to do it with none of the experience besides a couple months worth of shadowing and doing bitch work. Not really saying like what he was doing was like, I mean, okay, it wasn't like bitch work is just like you were still being helped and all that, but you weren't the creative mind behind anything.
You're not the fucking man. You'll never be the man.
Like Straight Outta Compton when Suge Knight or whatever tells Dr. Dre, I got all your music, you can't do nothing else, but he was like, I don't care because I created it. Like, this kind of like not really too similar to this situation, but if you aren't creative, don't be getting cocky and trying to like take shit, because you're basically Suge Knight except you have nothing to walk away with. You're just trying to be a fucking dick face.
There's a moral to this story, but I feel like the listeners are probably confused at this point.
Yeah, anyways, if you are helped out by a friend, don't try to do the exact same thing that they did and try to go back on all of their fucking clientele to try to lowball them and get their business when they didn't want to give you a fucking extravagant raise because they were already paying more than they were already paying you what they thought that you deserved.
And actually, that's not the only one of our guests that has been through some shit in the past week.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that you are more passionate about this because you know both of those people. I know they exist, but me and that person have just recently became friends. He's a really good guy. I'm not discrediting that. I'm just saying the first story is what I'm talking about. The second story kind of pisses me off because I dislike the person who fucked the other person over.
Go off, sis.
Can I say?
No names, but I won't say any names, but people really want to find out, they can.
Can I say the name of the band?
Of the victim band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so a friend of the show is in this band called Sounds Like a Lawsuit. Fucking awesome band. Please check them out if you are listening to this, if you are a fan of the metal scene. That being said, someone took screenshots out of context to send to a promoter from a different band, basically to try to blackball them and take a show away from them because I don't know if they're bitter about not succeeding or if they're just trying so hard to be politically correct that they can't have any kind of ideology other than we live in a post-joke society.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
I mean, all he said was, I would rather make a friend based off of who they are than the color of their skin. Which is, that's what he said.
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh, that's racist, you don't want to be friends with black people.
You don't hate white people? What?
Yeah.
That's
a friend is a friend. It doesn't matter. A good friend is going to be a good friend regardless. A bad friend is going to be a bad friend regardless.
Yeah.
I don't know. People try to be so politically correct that they come out racist. that's so really. Anyways, so they just tried to take a show away from a friend of ours. They didn't even get it taken away, and that it really pisses me off that people in a music scene would go that far to try to take bread out of other people's mouths for the sake of their own gain.
And that music scene is supposed to be one of the most supportive of itself.
That's kind of why the hardcore scene is dying, I think.
It's because of shitty bands and their political correctness.
People just fucking doing shit like that. Fucking doing weird blue bang girls. Spreading shitty rumors about people with dissenting political views.
Yeah. It's just a shit show.
I would just like to say, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, hope that if you try to fuck people over like that and you are in a band, not only do I hope that your band fails, I hope that you invest a lot of money into it and then it fails. So you have nothing to look back on except for the past 7 years of your life. Oh, I really wasted this when I could have just not been a shithead and I could have gotten along with people. I was busy trying to get a moral high ground because I guarantee you this politically correct shit is not going to last. It's just not.
It's just going to make everybody
divided.
Mad. It's going to divide everyone, and I mean, you know how reproduction works, right?
No.
Some of those people. Never mind.
Anyways, how about you just fall ass first on a sandpaper cock? How about that?
If you
and go listen to Sounds Like a Lawsuit.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, they're a good band. They're a real
band.
good band. The people in that band, they're good people.
They are.
I like to think we're good people. We love you guys.
Very nice.
Sounds Like a Lawsuit's a good band. So,
I'll actually see them On the 31st, are you guys going? New Year's Eve, their concert.
I would like to,
Pit versus Lit.
based on whether or not I have work
Litty,
that
bro.
day.
Okay, so now that we got those two subjects out, what do we got next?
Okay, let me look.
Oh, let me live.
Dylan, did you want to talk about your Fallout 76 experience?
To defeat the Huns.
All right, so I just want you guys' opinion on all of this, because this is kind of an interesting thing here. So, as you may or may not know, Fallout 76 is an MMO based in the Fallout universe. Have you guys played the Fallout games before?
Fallout 3 and 4 and New Vegas. I didn't beat New Vegas, but I beat 3 and 4.
I will redact my opinion so that you are allowed to vent about your subject.
Right, well, anyways, so Bethesda comes out with this game. There's
Fallout's fucking
obviously
garbage.
a whole bunch of like pre-orders and shit and all that jazz.
Mhm.
Well, anyways, so the game comes out and it just seems half finished. It looks like it's got a bunch of reused assets from Fallout 4. People have been like data mining the game and found code from Fallout 4 and Skyrim in the game, and all that jazz. And there's just like it's like I guess based on the trajectory of the sun and the moon, where on the street is, it's just real buggy, and it's just like a fuck circus of a game.
It's just like they just like copied and pasted certain parts of it.
Yeah. So I've never played it. I've heard different opinions. I don't know if that's just people refusing to accept the fact that it's a shitty fucking game because they have like Fallout 4 or Fallout and like Todd Howard's cock in their mouth or something. I don't know. But so anyways, a whole bunch of people try and get a refund on the game.
Why are they not allowed to do it?
Not happening. Because
there were so many people trying to get refunds on the game that they were like,
yeah,
fuck, we're going to go into the negative if we do that. So they were like, what is it? We'll give you 900 atoms.
500. So, no, that's not even it. They tried to refund the game, and the whole thing with the refund is since if you downloaded it instead of actually getting the copy, like the physical copy, and you played it for like more than 2 hours, I think, you can't refund it.
What?
Yeah.
How do they know?
Because everything is like tracked on there. Like,
this is why GameStop is about to be a thing of the past.
anyway,
I thought that it would have been a long time ago.
so.
I don't think it will be.
During the pre-sales,
I can't tell you the last time I bought a game in a physical form.
I can't.
if you could buy
It was 3
a
weeks ago.
$200 Power Armor edition of the game that came with the game, and then like some like stickers, some figurines, and a Power Armor helmet that came in like this canvas bag. Well, anyways, the whole like game being shitty and not being able to get refunded was bad enough. So then the whole thing was like this bag was supposed to be a canvas bag, like a high quality canvas bag, and then the people that paid $200 for the game, that I guess like was shitty to begin with,
Yeah.
that was like half finished. The bag is like a thin nylon bag,
It's like a tote bag.
like the shit that
Like
you
a beach
put,
bag.
yeah, like the shit you put a sleeping bag into.
It's
That-
like, you know when you join a gym and they give you that fucking bag?
like a
And it
drawstring,
rips
like a
the handle.
drawstring backpack,
Oh my
like that
God.
material. So, and they had advertised it to be canvas. So, the people, like, someone had, like, wrote to them, like, complaining about it, and they were talking about how, like, there was, like, a shortage of canvas, and they couldn't afford it.
A shortage of canvas. Like, it just stops being made. Like,
Right. Like,
sorry. We
like-
can only order canvas
it
every
was just
12
like,
weeks.
oh, yeah, it was we turned out to be too expensive, so we went with that. but they never changed the advertising on it. It still said canvas bag. So then that was like a whole like PR fist fucking right there. But then later on, people started connecting the dots and like looked back when the alpha came out for the game, they had a whole fuck ton of like game journalists and like YouTubers come to some place in West Virginia to like go through like this Fallout place and like, you know, shake hands with the developers and stuff like that and play the game. And they got fucking nice ass canvas bags.
They only had like 5 made.
Like the people that were involved in promoting the game and advertising and like giving it like Metacritic scores and shit like that. They got the bags.
I don't understand why this is such a failure of a game though, because they've never had that problem before, in my opinion. I mean,
that's because their games have traditionally been kind of buggy, but because it was never like online and on this scale, people were just like, oh, Bethesda. But people are like buying a full priced game.
What about Elder Scrolls Online? Did that not have problems? No?
I don't think so.
Then what the fuck?
Anyways. So then the canvas bag thing was fucked up. And they were just like, my bad, we'll give you 500 atoms to
a $10 value.
$5 value. You know what you can get with? You could get like a different haircut with that much atoms. And it was kind of sneaky too, because if you accepted the 500 atoms, then legally they were not obligated to do anything about your bag. And that's kind of like what they were trying to do.
Damn.
So eventually they were just like, okay, fuck it, here's your goddamn bags. But you had to like put in a request. So then they end up posting something about the bags, and it had people's information in it that were getting new bags, like their personal information.
Good.
Like they posted personal information, like on a public website.
Are they idiots?
Like their address, email address.
Are they just mad that people hate their dumb
They didn't mean to. I mean, obviously they didn't mean to.
I feel like they should be able to be sued for that.
Lol, look at these.
And then, I think recently they sold Nuka rum, or like Nuka Dark, which is like Nuka Cola, like, you know.
It's a thing in the game.
But it comes in like a Nuka Cola bottle, but it's...
Is it alcohol?
Yeah, it's rum. And it cost $80.
Don't they have like a cookbook for Fallout?
I don't think so. Anyways, so...
Who knows?
You buy $80, you get this, you know, like Nuka rum. It's it'd be a great mantelpiece, you know, great, you know, conversation piece. So they're paying $80 for the bottle, right? Because it's a Nuka Cola bottle. It says Nuka Dark on it. It's got rum. People, once you get it, you realize that it's just a fucking glass bottle with a plastic cover on it that you can put on with just like a Nuka Cola, Nuka Dark.
Wait, so there's no alcohol in it?
No, there's alcohol in it, but you're paying $80 for what people thought was a Nuka Cola bottle for the rum.
So it's just a plain plastic bottle, or a plain glass bottle with plastic over it that looks like it.
Right.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's $80.
It makes me want to hurt someone physically. I'm glad I didn't buy that game because I was really thinking about it, but I don't think that my PC has the right requirements to run it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a blessing in disguise.
This is what I think. They keep giving Bethesda their fucking money like a bunch of idiots. That they've bought the same game 15 fucking times.
Wait, why are you blaming this on Bethesda? What about people who play Call of Duty?
Well, I mean, Bethesda.
Call of Duty has done it probably, like, you're exaggerating by saying 15, but Call of Duty has done that probably 15 times.
Every game is different.
Is it really though?
Yes.
Slightly
They
different.
kind of stop caring about
$60
campaign.
$60 map pack.
What are you talking about? Like, the controls are different. Like, the
Every
the
game is
physics
different?
of the game are different. The guns are different. Like, the only thing that's the same is that it has the name on the package.
What-
At least, unlike Bethesda, they don't promise shit that they don't deliver on.
Well, regardless,
That's fucking sad.
I
When
think-
Black Ops creators are holding more promises than Bethesda is,
I think what this is an example of is the video game industry being lazy as fuck and just going for cheap, easy money grabs.
yeah.
And it's been happening for a while with, like, especially with the online compatibility now, where they can just, like, jerk off half a game and then be like, oh, well, we'll be updating it in the future.
Yeah.
And you're still paying $60 for half a fucking game.
I got two things.
But I think that this is just, it has been going on for a while. It's just Bethesda happened to be the one that got fucking tripped up. And
I feel like the only people that have made up for their shitty release is GTA 5. Because they are still releasing DLC to this day. And that game
free?
is like 6 years old. Yeah, free. Because most people bought the game twice. Because it came out around the time the Xbox One came out and PS4. But yeah, they're still releasing free DLC. But Call of Duty is basically just like Barack Obama. They just find what's popular. Like, Advanced Warfare was a complete ripoff of Titanfall. And this new one is a complete ripoff. Like, they basically fucking took the Fortnite thing and put Call of Duty in it. The Royale mode or whatever it's called. What
yeah,
is
but
it?
like all shooters are doing their
Blackout
Royale
mode?
now.
Blackout mode, yeah. It's the same
Battle
thing
Royale,
as Fortnite.
that's a thing in almost all games now. And it
Yeah.
wasn't founded by Fortnite. It was founded by PUBG, pretty sure.
Yeah, but I mean Fortnite and PUBG, like they're taking.
But Battle Royale, that's just
It's just like a
They're
game
all-
mode.
they're-
It's like
they're
team
all-
deathmatch.
They're playing
It's just
catch
a
up
game
and
mode.
putting their name on it, and they're
no, they're completely different. The only thing that's conceptually like equivalent is that you all fight at the same time.
So what about Advanced Warfare? What is your excuse for that?
For
Like running on walls and having like double
Advanced
jump and
Warfare
shit?
You couldn't
was
do
like
that
the
in
worst
Titanfall.
Call of Duty,
Yes,
though.
you could.
no, you could.
I had the game. You could run on walls and double jump. Don't look it up because
think-
I'm not wrong. I owned the game.
I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna go
Anyways,
take a piss.
our next thing that we want to talk about after Andrew realized that I'm right, which I'm not going to judge him for because it's just a fact.
Titanfall 2.
Either one.
It says Titanfall 2. You could.
Either Titanfall you could run on walls. I never owned the second one. I had the first one. Talk about the contest thing.
Hold on.
He's looking for information I already gave him. He realizes it right now that I was right.
It's okay. You can look this up later.
Well.
I told you. You don't. Well, you
No.
don't believe me?
No. They came out at like the same time.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Not the exact same time. No. Titanfall came out first.
So you think that that's the only time you're able to run on walls? You've been able
In
to
a
run
first-person shooter game that is highly popular. Yeah, probably.
You're always able.
Why
to
didn't
run
Call of
on
Duty
walls.
do it before that?
Splinter
Are you
Cell did it
sticking up
before
for
that?
Call of Duty? Okay, did Splinter Cell...
What I'm saying is that Black Ops.
I'm not saying they didn't make up
it-
running on walls. I'm saying that they saw how successful Titanfall was and decided to take it and put it in their game.
a physics
Yeah,
engine.
yeah. They just saw that it was the popular thing at the time because everybody was shitting their pants over Titanfall.
You know, Titanfall stole their entire format from Iron Giant.
That's a really good movie.
Oh, the contest. Okay, so we, the Very Okay podcast, are going to be sponsoring a Dream Chasers contest, and what we're going to request from you guys is
We'll probably make a post about it because
Yeah.
we haven't really talked about it too much.
Yeah. So basically what it's going to be is that you talk to us about you're going to make a video of a hobby of something that you like to do. The winner is going to get $500 to put towards whatever. Basically, you're going to explain your hobby, explain how you're going to use the money to invest in that hobby, because one thing that we want you guys to take away from the Very Okay podcast is that we want you to find yourself and find something that you're good at and something that you want to invest your time into. And this is our way of like putting back into the universe what has been given to us, I guess. So it'd be pretty awesome to be able to grant some new opportunities for people. If you see this before the post, feel free to go ahead and start on your video submission. I think that we haven't decided on a final date yet or any other guidelines, but you know, we'll get more in depth, I guess, than the description I just gave when we make the post. But if you have any kind of questions, just message the page or message me, Dylan, or other Dylan, and that's about it. That's all I got.
We want you guys to do what you want. We want you to make your place.
Your fucking dreams.
We don't want you to be like the guy that betrayed our friend and decided to make a copy of his business because.
Also, if you submit a goddamn video to us, you fucking snake, not only am I going to shit in a box and mail it to you, I'm going to shit in a box that's compressed with CO2 and glitter and mail it to you. So when you open it, there's shit and glitter and CO2 spraying you at 500 feet per second. Just fucking, you're going to get pink eye. There's going to be glitter in your hair for the next 6 months. Dylan will kill your dog or cat.
And fuck it.
Not necessarily in that order. Wait.
Fuck it, kill it, then fuck it again.
I'm going to kill it, then fuck it, then kill it.
Yeah.
I'll drown it, bring it back to life, and then drown it again.
Necromantic rape.
Oh, okay.
But, seriously, let's, I guess we're getting close to the end. Do you guys have any inspiring words to go out on?
Wasted talent is worse than not having any talent. If you're good at something and you don't try to showcase it or just make it evolve by using it in any way, then you really need to reevaluate yourself. Go to Indian Reserve and do peyote in the woods for a weekend with the wolves, and then come back and just find out who you really are. Don't try to be like anybody. Don't do drugs. It's a joke. Don't try to be like anybody else. Just like you guys. It's 2018, almost 2019. You have seen so many people that are just not like anybody else become famous for exactly who they are. Like Tyler the Creator, like weird ass people, are like long neck, Dylan's favorite internet personality. There's so many people that
fuck, dude.
You can literally be like how to basic and just smash food in your house while being naked, and you can get a lot of money. Like just find something that is original and do it. You don't have to be.
No matter how weird you are, there's someone who thinks that you aren't.
Yeah, there's people who enjoy weirdness. That is why, like, offbeat rappers like Blueface are becoming famous, because everything is so polished now. People are just tired of like perfection. Like they just want some like shit that is just like against the grain. Like if you want something done, if you want to be a part of something, just find anything and just start putting your input in. It doesn't have to be something that you believe 100%, but it will help you find that. It will help you.
Nurture that personal growth. Yeah.
That's your thing?
Be on the lookout for the post.
What's your thing?
What's my thing?
What's your inspiring quote?
Nurture your personal growth.
I
Play
just
pussy,
said-
get fucked.
Okay.
Eat a bag of baby dicks. I don't know.
It's not. None of those were inspiring.
I don't think you're helping anyone. You're probably getting people sent to prison.
Yeah. Okay, mine is
Go
going to
pry
go out.
open that trunk and get those amps.
My inspiring quote is going to be for anybody who is a fan of the show or friends of any of us, or fuck, even if you're listening and at some point we ever meet. I'm never going to get pissed off at you if you shoot for the stars and fail. I'm going to get really fucking mad though if you shoot for the ground.
The same star that someone else is shooting.
If you shoot for the stars and you miss, fine. If you shoot for the fucking ground and you hit, then it becomes an issue. You set your standards so fucking low that you not only never took a chance that you could have to be, something way beyond a fucking manager at a shitty place, but you kind of failed yourself. You never lived up to your potential. Don't be afraid to take chances, kiddos. And that's it. That's all I got.
Alright guys, be on the lookout for the post about the contest. It involves dollars and numbers.
That will
are
probably
good.
Number dollars.
that'll probably come out before this video.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Well, go
Go
to the
to our
page
page.
anyways and fucking Google it.
go to our page and look at it.
Give it a gander.
Yeah, and it will be made out of words. And next week, our guest from episode 3, our very first guest, Brendan Chase, will be returning to us.
Woo, eat my ass.
He's finally coming back. It's been too long, Brendan.
Been too long.
All right.